Alright everyone, welcome back to the Roscko Rundown. Today we're going to be looking at this 1987 Mazda RX-7 Turbo 2, also known as the FC. If you car guys don't know what FC stands for, it is simply the generation number for this car. Like the next one, the 93, is going to be the FD. And most car enthusiasts call this the FC. It's just kind of one of those things in the car community. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start off by looking at this, and we're going to jump straight over to BAT Essentials, but let's look at the current bid, $10,000. Okay, ends in 3 days, 29 comments. I'm going to assume that this car is going to get between $20,000 and $30,000. It's got low miles, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw about 35,000. Just this market is great for sellers. It ends in 3 days. Looks like there's some nice chatter going on. All right, so let's go ahead and look at our VIN number. As you know, we always look at the VIN number to see if there's any Easter eggs, and we see one. FC right there. Woohoo! 3,400 miles shown. All right. You know, if you've been listening, that we always do the math. 2022 minus 1987. Woo! I think I was 2 or 3 then. 35 years ago. All right, we're gonna do 35 divided by 3,400, and that would have been. Oh, we're gonna have to do 3,400 divided by 35. It's gonna be 97 miles a year. I wonder if it's sat for a long time. Definitely something we need to look into. 1.3 liter Roscko Rotary. Guys, if you don't know about the Rotary engine, I don't know what to tell you. Like, go watch a video on it because it is super special. We won't dive into it, but it's special. 5-speed manual transmission, LSD limited slip differential, Dover white exterior. That's an interesting name for a paint job. Blue cloth upholstery. Okay. Pop-up headlights, sunroof, 16-inch alloy wheels, air conditioning, cassette stereo, that's a must, clean Carfax. Alright, we're going to go ahead and first off, whenever you're looking at a rotary motor, you automatically got to go down and read about the engine. This popular thing now with rotaries is the compression. Everybody wants to see that. And then the second thing is has the seals, the apex seals been addressed, and what type of oil did they use? So let's see. Under current ownership, it is reported that the apex seals were lubed and the spark plugs were replaced. Fluids were changed in 2020 according to the seller. I'm not going to lie, I've never heard that terminology before. Apex seals were lubed. Well, okay. Alright, so anyways, if that's like a Mazda thing, you guys let me know because I've never heard of that. First off, this thing is super clean. I don't know. I'm now gonna think between 30 and 40,000 now for this thing. This thing is beautiful, guys. Oh my gosh, and it's the right color. Like if you want the color for the initial D crew out there, this is it. This thing looks like it was nicely preserved. Now, for you guys out there, I just gotta let you know I owned one of these. You heard it right. I had one of these, and these things are fun. Now, don't get me wrong, I blew up the engine. It wasn't the car's fault. I put a boost control on it, and I think I was around 30 psi, and of course it blew up. And I started to try to take it apart, and that's when I realized I don't know anything about rotary engines. But great car when it ran, and I might have smoked the new Mustang 5.0 when it first came out with this bad boy running 30 psi. But the great thing I loved about it was the sound. Guys, there is nothing like a rotary sound. It is absolutely intoxicating and a must. Now, the reason I keep going back and forth is because I wanted to tell you one of the coolest things I love about this is the tack in the center. I think any real driver's car has to have the tack in the center. That's like a mandatory thing in my opinion. But this is really neat. Look at that cassette player. All right, so let's talk about this listing in general. Really rare. I think I'm even underballing the price here because how many 3,400 miles FC RX-7 Turbo 2s will you know about or seen in this condition? So this is a treat for everyone. Woo! Now, This listing shows like, I mean, it's been taken care of. The only thing I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is just being completely transparent here. The only type of service for this car is apex seals were lubed and spark plugs were replaced. Now it has no mileage to it. That could be a good thing or a bad thing. Cars that sit is not always the best thing. It's just not. It's not. So I would definitely thoroughly look at the rubber components and just make sure that the car operates well. If for some reason the car was turned on every week and taken care of like that, then this would be an absolute steal. But low miles always worry me. So if you think you could buy this car and drive across the country, I say you'd probably want to give it a once over. But besides that, this would be a treat. Oh, look at this, guys. They offered the compression over here. So that's one less thing you have to worry about. Now, as far as the MasterTech goes, I think it's the same thing as I said before. Mechanically, you just want to make sure that you look it over. If you're going to collect this car, then most likely you're just going to go through it already and just make sure that it's all good to go. Well, guys, this was a treat. This is very rare that pops up on Bring a Trailer, and I'm glad that we could have all looked at it together. Let me know what you think about the RX-7, and we'll go from there. See you next time.